Hi Flosstube, I'm Molly West, the Sensible Stitcher, and I am here with some summer finishes and some kitted projects that I have ready and available for the next 9 months. I am trying to make a deal with myself where I don't do any purchases for the entire school year. So I'm going to show you what I have kitted. I'm going to show you what I have finished, and you guys have already seen my whips. If you saw my most recent Flosstube, it was a whip parade. So this will kind of get me 100% caught up with you guys. So finishes. The first thing that I finished during the summer was, actually these are in no particular order, but I did finish the SL sampler. Let's see, SL 1862, the small sampler by Leela Studios. Mine is on Abecedarian by R&R. And the biggest change, I did make some color changes. One of the biggest changes I made was that I changed the black in the butterfly and in this pot. I changed it to a purple, a dark purple. But it is completely finished. It just needs to be ironed and framed. And it is so cute. And it's on a 36 count, 1 thread over 2. The other thing that I finished during the summer, and it actually took up a lot of my summer, was a custom piece that you can take one of your own personal photographs and go to a website called Pick to Pat. Let's see right there. Pick to Pat. And this is a photograph of my brother-in-law. He flew F-18 Hornets, and he has since retired from the military. But for Father's Day this year, we gave my dad like a flag mount. I don't know exactly what they're called, but it's where you put a flag, a U.S. flag, and this one had been flown on the jet, and on one side of it there's a place for a photograph underneath the flag, and then there are 2 empty spaces. And so one of the spaces will have my brother-in-law's medals, and for the second space I stitched the Hornet. And so this will go into the second space, and I will insert some pictures, some progress pictures, since I didn't make any summertime Flosstube. So I will insert a couple of progress pictures. So the next thing was I got the Floretta sampler back from the framer. I have all of my red samplers framed exactly the same way. I hang them on a dark wood wall, and it's a pine wall, pine paneling, and so I always frame them with this exact same frame. It has a little bit of a kind of a beading to it, and then I use a red fillet. This was the Floretta sampler by October House, and I just selected several different overdyed red threads. No rhyme or reason, I just thought they looked pretty. And it's done and it's ready to go to the cabin. For my husband, oh, that was on 32 count antique white. For my husband, I stitched Silver Creek samplers back to the grind. He grinds his own coffee beans every single morning. Every single morning. So I thought that was really cute for him. This is stitched on 32 count smoky white Belfast linen. And I used everything called for. I made absolutely 0 changes. And I think that this turned out so cute. The frame is from Michaels. I think the frame is really pretty. I think that the smoky white is pretty. It doesn't have, it has, not sure how well it's coming through, but it has some modeling in it, very, very faint modeling in it. And it is just so pretty. I love it. So we're gonna hang that in the kitchen. And I stitched a remembrance piece for my best friend's father who passed away. The name of the piece is Remember Me Pin Keep by Scattered Seed Samplers. And this is what it looked like. And I didn't use the called for threads, and I changed the roses to a wine color per her request. I added an over one cat, and I added initials, date of birth, date of death. And I think those were the only changes that I made to it. I think everything else is kind of called for. The frame was off the shelf at Michael's. So I didn't have to do much there. That's it. Those were my summertime finishes, which is pretty good, guys. I'm very proud of myself. I felt like it really wasn't that many things, since so many of them, 3 of the 5 are gifts. So, but that's how I roll. A lot of what I stitch, I give away. So anyways, that's it. I got all that finished, and let's move on to some of the things that I have kitted. As I mentioned, I would really like to not do any purchases during the school year. In the past, I have taught even on a part-time basis, but this year I'm staying home. We've got some kids transitioning, and it's a good year for, we've got some health stuff at the house, nothing major, but it's just enough to where I want to be accessible to take everyone to their doctor's appointments, get everyone where they need to be. So this year I've decided to take a year off from education. So I also made the very difficult decision of doing a no-spend 9-month period. So cheer me on as I save those pennies. The only exception is that I'm gonna buy DMC floss if I run out of something. But this is what I have kitted. Okay, out of this Veronique Enganger book, I am planning to start, and I don't know when I'll start, but I would like to start that girl holding that poppy flower. I just think she's fabulous. And I've pulled 32 count antique white, and I have all of the called for DMCs ready to go. She'll be bright and beautiful and wonderful, and I don't know, as with everything, I have no idea when I will start any of this, but it's here if I decide to, and it's fully kitted. Okay, next up, Heart Strength Samplery. I have fully kitted that Fractor bird. Isn't he awesome, y'all? Oh, let me see the name of the chart. Fractal Bird and Bouquet. Look at him. He has the wonkiest eyeball. Y'all, I love him. So he's fully kitted, and I have just 28 count even weave ivory from the Artiste brand and DMC. Look at me being so frugal. Practical, sensible, I'm sensible. Okay, next up, the blue flower. And you guessed it, I kitted it with all the DMC rather than the NPI. Isn't it, and this is the Tudor bee. Isn't it beautiful? And I have heard from other floss tubers that stitched this when it first came out. Is this from 2020? What year is this from? It doesn't say, but I do remember people saying that it was, that they were surprised by how much stitching was in there. And I have pulled a piece of bright white linen. So there you have it. Next up. Oh my gosh, okay. I have a full yard of, this looks like, I know what this is. This is 32 count taupe. Is it taupe or platinum? Taupe, I was right. And it's a full yard. The reason that I have a full yard is that I own all of these Little House Needleworks, guys. I have the whole collection. Ta-da! That'll keep a girl busy. I mean, who needs to buy anything when they have all the Little House Needleworks Christmas stuff? Next up, let's see what we have that I might stitch this year. Okay, I have wanted to stitch this for so incredibly long. The saying on here is so beautiful. Be humble, for you are made of earth. Be noble, for you are made of stars. I love it. It's called Serbian Proverb, and it's by Lottie Da. And that orange dot means that I bought it on sale. So pretty. DMC, and what is this? Oh, Witchell Golden Needle. 32 count linen. All right, next up, ooh, Magnolia Nana. You have inspired me, friend. I have owned these for a long while. It's the Rosewood Manor Seasons, and they come with their own thread. I'm pretty sure these are cotton House of Embroidery threads, and they are so beautiful. And each season comes with a different set of colors. Oh, so pretty, guys. And here's autumn. Look at those autumn colors, aren't they great? And I have put this with 32 count antique white. And y'all, I probably have a full yard here. I tend to order by the yard and then cut off what I need. Okay. I find that it makes more financial sense in the long run. If you know you're going to use a full yard of vintage country mocha, I just go ahead and get it. Okay, next up are these two beauties. The one that I have kitted and I'm going to start with is this one. And I clearly have not made a decision on my fabric, because look at all the fabric I have in here. I have this choice or this choice. And then it looks like I have a piece of vintage country mocha stashed in here. But this is my gal. I've wanted to start this for a really long time, and she's not huge, and I just think she's so different and wonderful. And look at that little fella. Aren't they so fabulous? Oh, I love them. Kitted, ready to go. If I start to feel like I need to buy something, I just need to go find another new start. Okay, let's have another look, guys. This one, I have, oh, two. Heartstring Samplery and Stretton Tom. I'm feeling Thanksgiving coming on, guys. So Stretton Tom has everything. I bought the entire little kit. So everything that I need is right inside of there. And I kitted the gobbler myself. So they are both ready to rock whenever I'm feeling like some Thanksgiving stitching is needed. Next up, I felt like this was fine. Last year, my whip parade, I had 49 whips. This year I had 35, guys. I whipped down. I'm so proud of myself. So apparently that means I can just go hog wild this year. This is so beautiful. This is Lindy Stitches, I'm pretty sure it is. Poor and needy. As for me, I'm poor and needy, but the Lord takes thought for me. Isn't it pretty? I love the punch of pinks on the outside. And I have that fully kitted, and it looks like I have the pretty pinks. And I just have some 32 count Belfast ready to go. Okay, I'm really excited about this one too, guys. This used to be very hard to find, and then all of a sudden you could get it on 1, 2, 3 stitch, and as soon as I could, I got it. Count twice, stitch once. You just don't get much cuter than that. So he's ready to go. My little slug. I have all the, I think there's, let's see, some linen in here, and they have DMCs and some Gentle Arts. Look at this Gentle Arts. So this one is the Raspberry Frost, which I have used before, so I already had part of a skein left. But look at this one. Look at the variegation in this one. It is called Brick Path. Pretty. So anyways, I'm excited about that. We'll see. Okay, this one I stopped today and got threads for because I was missing, like apparently I decided that not adding anything more to my stash begins tomorrow. Because I stopped at the Stitch Niche today and bought 2 skeins of over-dyed cotton, and y'all, I went in there with blinders on because they have all of their, is it Needlework Expo stuff? And I walked in, I walked straight to the floss. I grabbed 2 skeins of Classic Colorworks and turned around and walked out. I was so proud of myself. I spent $6 when they got all of their expo stuff in. So these little dudes are ready to rock. I officially have them fully kitted. I needed 2 skeins of floss. I don't know which one I'm gonna start with. I think I need to start with that little fella. Oh, those PJs. Oh my stars, he's so fabulous. The next one, I tell my daughter all the time, I'm like, people are, they're not, they won't understand my fascination. But he's so fabulous. Freddie Meow Curie. Oh, isn't he the greatest? I am not stitching all that green. I just found a very vibrant green, and I'm just gonna stitch Freddie Meow Curie directly onto a vibrant green. And this is 32 count lime. I might give it a little spritz of antiquing spray to kind of calm down the green a little bit, but it was the closest. All of the rest of the greens that I had in my stash went way too brown. This one was pretty bright and vibrant. Oh, he's so awesome. Oh, this is Stitch People. Look at him. Isn't he wild? Okay, so there's another one. So all of these are what I would consider smalls. So I'm showing you all the kitted smalls first. The only exception to that would be if you categorized the Little House Needlework winter set. If you if you thought of it as like a giant sampler or something, that would not be a small. Barbara Anna Designs, Christmas is Coming. I've had this in my stash for so long. Oh, there it is. There it is. Another snail. What's going on with me? This dude is so cute. And I love that she uses so many like turquoises and these aren't all the colors, but ooh, a little less expected for Christmas. I love that. Love it. Whites, blues, so pretty. And to go with it, I have, this also looks like, this looks like 32 count taupe. All right, 3 more smalls, and then I'll pull out some of the larger things that I have kitted, but I'm gonna try not to start too many big ones. Oh, this is so beautiful. Dina half stitch, cross stitch, stitched this one, and I thought it was so pretty. I might do this as a gift. I'm thinking about doing those little Teresa Kogut monsters, the Halloween ones that I showed a minute ago. I don't think that I mentioned those were Teresa Kogut, but I'm gonna do those as a gift for my sister, and I might do this as a gift for my sister too. This is by Twin Peaks Primitives. Ah, love it. And I have just a piece of, golly, I've got all kinds of stuff on here. Just natural 32 count linen, Artiste brand. And I have all the called for DMC, but I also bought several of the Whisper threads. I was gonna try that on the body of the sheep. I think Dina did that. I might have to go back and watch that again to see how she did hers. I remember it was so beautiful when it was all said and done, so I might need to copy. Mimicry is the highest form of flattery, so. All right, this fella, I love him. I think I'm only gonna do his front though. I think I'm gonna do that part of him. So cute, he reminds me a lot of my dog Patty. And this is Summer House Stitchworks, Hello and Goodbye. And I have, what do I have for this? I have Witchell Graceful Gray, and it is 32 count linen. It's pretty. I think that will be nice. And then my last small that is kitted, and it's a teeny tiny, but so cute, is this little Prairie Schooler. I've had this one a while. She's so darling. What's she called? The Prairie Fairy. And she was stitched on Ada cloth or something. Fiddler's cloth. Okay, so I pulled, and I think it was called for, so I have 28 count Mushroom Lugana, and that's what I'm stitching her on. And she's just cute as a button. Some really kind of bright and fun, let's see if that kind of orangey color pops up. Pretty, pretty colors. So those are my smalls. I'm gonna go get some of my bigger stuff, guys. So much fun. I forgot one of my littles. Look at these littles. Aren't they precious? Those little fellas. Okay, so these are, the sticker's kind of right on top. I could pronounce this if I wanted to. I'm gonna show you the back. Here you go. If you would like to order these, that's the name of the designer and the project, but look at how beautiful they are. So I have both, I have all the little bunnies and things fully kitted. And I think I have 32 count antique white Lugana with them. And their colors are so pretty, all DMC. I have the collection of, oh gosh, that was super unfortunate. Apparently I had decided which one was going to which family member, but I have the collection of the Blackbird Designs Anniversary of the Heart. I know a lot of people did that about 2 years ago, but I still haven't done mine. They're so pretty. And then what I did was, so I kept the entire collection together, but then I've added several of my other Blackbird design books in here in case there are any motifs or colors that I'm not wild about. I'm just gonna reference back to some of these so that I can keep it all in the same vein of Blackbird design. I don't wanna go too rogue, which I do sometimes. I can get carried away on colors. So I have about 5 books in here that I felt like would be really good references in case I need them. And I have several fabric choices that are here. So, and I think I also have most of the Weeks Dye Works that are called for on those. Okay, I have And a Forest Grew, Rosewood Manor. I have wanted to stitch this since I saw it, and 2006. So I've been wanting to stitch this for a very, very long time. And I just haven't. I feel like it would be such a great piece just to stitch like a tree and set it down and walk away and not be so worried about it. Look at those DMCs, guys. Oh my stars. So much brown and green and the subtleties of the changes, the golds. So pretty. Oh my goodness. And this is 36, well, no, that's gotta be mislabeled. It says it's 36 count platinum. There is no way that's platinum. That looks awfully white. It might be a 36 count though. Anywho, it's ready to go, whatever the count is. I'm ready to rock and roll if I want. It is fully kitted. And I am really proud of myself for not stealing DMC out of that project to finish kitting other things, because I've been known to do that before. Okay, look what I have here. I have selected 5 Shepherd's Bush stockings. Actually, I didn't select them. I selected my own, and then I let my kids select their own and my husband. And the fabric that's called for is what I got. It called for 18 count natural linen. So I bought a bunch of 18 count natural linen. I bought more than these 5 of these stockings in case we ever have additional family members one day down the road. So I got extra of these and extra of the fabric so that If one day I have a child-in-law, I can stitch them one, or a grandchild, or whatever the case may be. So my husband picked Harry. No, that's not right. I picked this one. I picked Harry for my son because of the train at the bottom. So this will be my son's. This one is my husband's. It has all of the gardening stuff along the bottom. My husband's an avid gardener. It has different vegetables and gardening things along the bottom. And it is called Birdie. How cute is that? Let's see if I can remember which of these is which. Not that you all care. I believe that my youngest daughter chose this queen, because look at that crown. And I think I selected this one for my middle daughter. I think she and I both liked that one for her. And then this one is for me. And like I said, I have several others, so if any of us change our minds, it won't be a big deal, but those are ready in case I decide to do some stockings. The things that I love about this stockings is that, unlike so many other stockings, these are not full coverage. Isn't that awesome? Okay, what's next? Okay, I'm gonna call this one, EJ made me do it. I think I'm starting this in October with EJ from the Sunshine Stitchers. There is a group, it's not EJ, she keeps mentioning on their Flosstubes who it is that's doing the chatelaines, but this is my chatelaine. It's called like Alpine Seasons Garden. There it is. It's gorgeous, and I've had it for a really long time. When I bought it, I saved up and I bought it fully kitted. So truly, I can just go in October. And so I'm gonna join them. Sometimes you look for an excuse to start something, and I think I found my excuse to start that. This one I've wanted to start forever. Every Thanksgiving I say I'm gonna start it because it has cornucopia. And every Thanksgiving I get intimidated by it. It's so beautiful. It's called Inspiration. It's Rosewood Manor, Inspiration. I have all of the called for threads. These are some of them, but I have more. It's almost like in a forest grew, where there are just so many, and they're just so beautiful. And I have pulled Moonglow 28 count, picture this plus Moonglow Lugana, and I've used this for another project, and it stitches much more like a 32 count. Picture this plush plus sometimes plumps, and I think that's going to be really, really pretty. Yay! So maybe this Thanksgiving I'll just go ahead and get it started. We'll see. And I actually think Moonglow may have been the called for here. I can't remember. Sorry, I have to put everything back. This is a lot of floss, y'all. Can't lose anything. Okay, Magnolia Nana. Sharon, are your ears ringing? I keep mentioning you. She was the first one that I ever saw stitching this. It's so beautiful. Papillon Creations, Mary Queen of Scots, and look at that. Isn't it beautiful? I have a hank of silk from Mrs. Sada's, and it's really more of a burgundy than a bright red, but I'm stitching this on 36 count. Oh no, I'm sorry, 32 count, but I'm gonna be stitching it with one length of thread to give it kind of that same wispy red look. one length thread. One thread over two linen threads. This is another one I've had ready to go for quite some time, and I just need to go ahead and do it. I mean, I've got my whip count down to 35. Sounds like I have a lot of making up to do. This I just recently kitted back in maybe like June or July, not long ago, guys. And I'm so glad that I did. I think it is so pretty, and it's not really like anything that I have going right now, which makes me super tempted just to go ahead and start on it. Look at all that fill-in stitching. Okay, so this is Plum Street Samplers, Live on Little, and it says, how great the blessings and vast the art to live on little with a thankful heart. Isn't that the sweetest sentiment? Boy, I should do this for my no purchase school year. This would be a perfect project. And when I did buy it, before I realized what I was doing, I got the full kit. So I have everything ready to go. There are lots of weak dye works. This almost looks like the same, is that the same thread that's used? Oh, no. Okay, used brick and colonial rose from Classic Colorworks. So there are some weeks, a lot of weeks, 2 Classic Colorworks, and then a whole bunch of DMCs. And I have something pulled, and it's probably 32 count. It's just my preference. I have done 56, I've done 40, I've done it all. 32 count is my preference. This is platinum. 32 count platinum linen. So it is ready. And that is such a good one. It is huge though, I think. Let me look. Almost everything that I've shown has been like 200 plus by 300 plus. These have all been big ones. Let's see, this one is 300 by 207. And a lot of fill-in kind of full coverage. The bottom half is almost exclusively full coverage, but so beautiful. Yay. I might set that one aside. I'm chomping at the bit for that guy. All right, this one I've had in it for a long time, and I just have not started it. And I don't know that I will. I don't know. I've got this. It's so pretty. I need to just stitch it. It's so beautiful, and it's so huge. So pretty. Okay, this one is 353 by 217. It's kitted. I've got everything ready. I've got the threads. I've got the fabric. I'm not sure. This might be biting off more than I can chew this calendar year, but it's here if I decide. What is this one? Oh, this one is so sweet, guys. My husband gave this to me for Valentine's Day. It is an old kit by Thea Governor. I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Tia. And it was an old kit, and all those kind of coral colors really appealed to me. I love corals and I love aquas. And it came with a complete kit, but the fabric, I think this is a kit from maybe like the 80s. And when I got the fabric, unsurprisingly, and I am not at all frustrated, the fabric was real damaged. I mean, it's been around a long time. I would have been shocked had it not been, but I have all the threads for it. And so I just grabbed a piece of 40 count Vertil, which is an even weave. And I just think maybe having it small would be pretty. Oh, it's so pretty and so different, really kind of intricate and ornate. I love it. And it was so sweet that he did that. It makes it even more special for me. Okay, let's see. I have another Barbara Anna. We're seeing some repeat designers, aren't we? And this is the Portuguese bird sampler, and it is so wonderful. And it says this is 40 count, just 40 count linen, bright white. And I have all of the called for DMCs, and it's ready to go. Just need to put in my stitches. Flop that right on over. And then I think I only have one or two left, guys. It seems like a lot of things are ready. The nice thing about this though, I still look at all the new charts. Like Expo was really tempting for me. But the nice thing about it is in 9 months, if I'm still completely in love with whatever it is, I can still buy it. Oh, I also kitted this not too long before I decided that I was gonna do a no purchase school year. And it is Kringles by Little House Needleworks. I seriously could stitch on nothing but Little House Needleworks Christmas stuff and be absolutely covered for the next 9 months. I think I have other Little House stuff also that's not kitted, but just in stash. That's the other thing is I have other charts and random thread and linen that I could pull at any point, and they sent me this. I bought it fully kitted. This doesn't look the same at all. I might go and look in my stash because I'm sure they just sent me what's called for, but boy, do those look different from each other. I bought it kitted. What in the world? What is this? 30 count. I don't have any glasses on. Gray Legacy linen. Persian gray Legacy linen. That is what is called for. That looks very different to me. What do y'all think? That looks super different. They sent me the called for. Very interesting. Well, that's fine. No big deal. Actually love this. I don't know that I'll use it for this project, but I'll use it for something. Everyone loves a good 30 count. Or let me rephrase that. I love a good 30 count. They sent me all the classic colorworks and some Kryneck and some DMC, and I have lots of linen stash. So if I decide that I want something that's a little creamier, I mean, this is almost like a buttery color. Interesting. So I might change my linen on that one. I just stuck the whole thing in here, and this is the first one that I've really looked through it. Okay, guys, there's only one more. Sorry for that little linen therapy session. Let's have a look. What is it? Oh no, it's this one that I'm wanting to get started on. I feel like going in and just pulling out thread and starting on this right away. Look, there's a tiny little piece of floss attached to it. It's like, stitch me. All right, guys. That was it. That was it for all my kitted stuff. That was it for my finishes. I'm down 14 whips for the year, which means I clearly get to start the 182 that I just showed you to bring balance back into my stitchy life. You guys have such a good afternoon, and I'll be back hopefully soon. You know me, Molly West, the unpredictable floss tuber. I'll see y'all soon, and I'll show y'all what I've started on. Bye.